Hi guys, welcome back to PBTV, and I have been waiting years, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, to have a look at what's inside this box. We've obviously had it out before, we've just tested it, make sure it's worked and everything before we do a video, and as an ex-engineer, this is probably, if not the best designed and best put together platform I have ever seen whilst playing Airsoft or being involved in Airsoft. Just the thought process and some of the features that are on this platform boggle the mind that someone's actually put them on an airsoft gun. So we're going to open this up. This is the E&L T191 DPS. DPS stands for dual power source, so we're going to get into that shortly. But I think visually wise, it's amazing. Just presentation inside the box. We do have the legendary perfection sign as you open this up, and if we take the top foam off, here we have the 191. In the box we do have the FPS chart from when it was tested at factory. We've got mags, we've got some spare O-rings, we'll see what they are about shortly. We've got some spare recoil springs, that might be a little bit of a hint, and some tools, and also a patch. So if we move some of the excess parts out the way here, and we'll get the actual platform out itself. So we have a magazine. It does look like an AEG magazine, but it is weirdly proprietary. So here it is. This is the 191 DPS, and the reason why it's called a DPS is because this is out the box CO₂ and HPA. No tools are needed. You can run it on CO₂ or HPA out the box. Just run and gun with it and swap between the two power sources as and when you see fit. So we'll start at the front and work our way back, and then we'll dive inside, and then we'll look at the two power sources. So with it being E&L and things like that, we haven't really taken anything apart yet to have a look at it, because obviously this is going to go to someone. These have been incredibly difficult to get hold of them. I've wanted one for a long time since I saw the potential of them. I've got some sort of wants and needs about what I want to see from it before I actually maybe grab one. But it is a lot of fun when you pull the trigger on this thing, and some of the features just mean that I do believe that it is going to last. The thought process behind it and all the things that they've done to it, I think it is going to be a solid platform for a long time. That being said, we haven't taken it apart. It is a 14mm thread, but as of yet, we don't know if it's clockwise or counterclockwise. I would presume it being E&L, it will be counterclockwise, but gas blowbacks and various different platforms in rare situations do have clockwise threads. So once this is online and we have the description up, you will get 100% accurate information there. So this thing is a bit of a weighty beast as well. It's just over 3 kilos, and that's without a tank and line if you are going to run that, but you could run it on CO₂ absolutely fine. So there are a lot of steel working parts on this to make sure it is going to function for a long time. That includes the outer barrel system, the gas block, optics, buttons, switches. Everything that needs to be heavyweight has been made out of steel, and obviously it adds to the weight quite substantially. But it does feel extremely comfortable. It's very ergonomic. It just feels like you can wield this thing very comfortably. It's not overly heavily in one spot. It is nicely spread out. So you are going to have a lot of fun. Even indoors with the sort of length of the barrel and things like that, you are going to be able to cut through corridors and doors reasonably with ease and not worry about the weight too much. Coming back to this quite unique handguard, we do have the flip-up sights at the top on a switch system and dot sight at the back as well. Again, it is a rotary style rear sight. There's various different holes and peep sights, but I think most people with the real estate in this, you're going to optic this thing up. But this handguard is quite high density polymer. It is rock solid. You can trick this thing out with a few different bits. Again, there are mounting points for bits of riz if you want to side mount anything, and again, same on the bottom, you can see little screw holes here that allow you to attach rails where you need them. and then you can add whatever accessories that you want. On the top, we do have numbered RIS sections. So if you are swapping this out, again, if you're running it HPA or CO₂, or if you're running indoors, outdoors, and you've got different loadouts you want to run with different powers or different locations that you go to, you can simply drop the irons down, put some dot sights or some optics on this, and you have marked RIS sections all down here with numbers. Again, we've got 1 to 14 on there, and then 1 to 14 on the receiver as well, meaning that if you're swapping bits out, you know exactly where it was mounted. You could take it off, put a different optic on, you could put a torch on, a PEC box, and then if you swap it out, you can put it back to exactly where it was. You're not having to test and go, oh, was it there? Was it one forward? Was it one back? Was it slightly in a different position? You know exactly where it was, and it just means it's much easier and you've got much more confidence in your kit with swapping between loadouts. Coming back to, again, the full metal receiver, again, adding to that weight, and we do have the charging handle on the right-hand side, and the selector is ambidextrous. So we do have a 0, a 2, and a 1, and obviously fire selectors, it is semi and full auto, and obviously it's safe, but that is accessible from both sides. Mag release, similar to an AK. There's a lot of similarities between AKs, but there are some AR controls and things on this. We have the simple AK style paddle at the back that you can push it forward. The magazine itself is an adjustable one, so you can have 120 or 30 rounds. And again, it is proprietary because this being a gas blowback system, it wants to have bolt stops, so we do have a little switch on the back, making sure that this thing, on its last round, when it does rack back, it does hold open. As you can see, very different inside here. We've got springs, we've got nozzles. It's not a gas blowback in the sense of what you've seen from maybe an MWS, VFC, Double Eagle, Golden Eagle, all them different ARs that have open breeches and nozzles and bolts and things similar to a real steel platform. That is not what you are getting here. You're getting the functionality of the gas blowback and the dual power system. So you can see the nozzle in there and you can see the breech. And again, once it's locked back, you could swap the mag, press the paddle, and you go forward, loading that next round into the breech, and you can run and gun from there. As it is a gas blowback system, you do need to rack that first round in, as it needs to be pre-loaded, and then you can go from there. With the magazine release as well, you do have the ability to attack it from the right-hand side as well, so you could push it with your index finger and lock it in, as you've seen there. A very ergonomic, I do quite like the pistol grip. It looks quite slim and basic, but I do quite like how this thing feels in hand. We've got sling points at the back here, just in front of the stock, and obviously one at the front there, both on the left-hand side, but I do believe that they can be swapped out. As the stock looks like a solid stock, it's actually not, and this is where we start looking at some of the magic of this platform. Obviously, we've got the adjustable stock that comes backwards and forwards, and then on the back here, you won't be able to see it, but that is, you undo this, and this is where you can put your either 12 gram CO2 or 33 gram CO2. So your massive CO2 bulbs that you've seen around, you can put there. There is a sleeve inside here that if you want to run the 12 gram, you just drop that in and just run it as you see fit. The CO2 cap points outwards, and the piercer is on the cap that you're unscrewing here. So make sure you don't lose that. If you're wanting to run 33 gram, simply slide the sleeve out, put the CO2 in. No tools, no nothing. It is just a simple adjustment when you're putting the bulb in. End of the day, or you're wanting to purge, you're finished, you don't want to shoot any more rounds, it's all clear, you run out of BBs and you don't want to dry fire it, what this thing has as well, another one of them very cool features, and you're not wanting to undo it and vent CO2 and freeze and all that kind of stuff, there's a little gold button here. Pressing this button vents your CO2. So you're not having to open it up and risk them last two threads being pushed out or damaged by venting CO2. You can simply press this, wait for it to purge. It doesn't come out very fast. It is just a simple purge, and then you can run as you see fit. Obviously, CO2 is also an option. So if you look at the bottom of the grip here, pressing this button and sliding this back, you will find your CO2 adapter just there. There are no tools needed. There's no internal modification needed. Absolutely nothing. You can either attach CO2 here or detach it and put CO2 in the back. The one thing we haven't done is put CO2 and the HPA line on here. What we're presuming this is, and again, this is just presumption, this is designed to be a HPA platform. The CO₂ is a backup in case you run out of air and you want to carry on playing, but it is perfectly functional and it functions extremely well on CO₂. So if you're not wanting to run a line, or you're at a site that you're at a milsim and you don't want to have that line and bottle hanging off you, or you're just running a couple of mags and you want to be lightweight, by all means run it. You could run the 33 grams, you can run the 12 grams, it's absolutely fine. You could be mid-firefight, you run out of air, drop your line off, throw a CO₂ bulb in, you can still run and gun, you can still stick in the fight. It's just options. But we don't know whether or not, if you attach both, if you attach CO₂, or if you put CO₂ in and attach air, this is something we're going to test, is whether or not it will use the air and then turn to the CO₂. What we do know is that it is a pressurized trigger system in here. So without air, it will not, the trigger doesn't basically function. It needs air to pre-cock that hammer system, and it's just part of the workings inside. When you attach air, you'll hear a little click, and then you know it's ready to go and functional. We obviously have tested this on CO₂, and it is lower than what you'd expect from a CO₂ platform. It sits around that 280 to 300 FPS. Again, HPA, it can be adjusted because you've got your regulator, and that's why we think that the CO₂ is a backup, because it's deliberately been made lower than what you'd expect to try and chase that 350 or 1.1 joules. These do come in many different power levels, so depending where you get them from, we've obviously got the UK spec one, so it is down at the correct power, but just be careful where you're getting them from, because some of them come out of the box at 1.9 joules. This one isn't, it's just preset with the CO₂ at that 1 joule limit, so we know that it is good to go on any power limit. We do have, obviously, inside we've got the, I think it's about a 370mm barrel, so looking forward. We've obviously fired this through chrono, but we're not taking it outside yet, so keen to see what this thing is like outside. Recoil-wise, it's not quite what you'd expect from a gas blowback, because you don't have a big heavy bolt throwing back, but you do have some response from the platform. You do have some feedback, and it is a lot of fun to fire. And again, you're not over-racking a bolt system and having that throw your shot off. You've got the feel and the sound of a gas blowback platform, but with the reliability of HPA or CO₂, it's not going to be affected by temperature. It's not really a problem nowadays with the MWS, the CGS, and systems like that. They've kind of overcome a lot of lower temperatures, but maybe not cold temperatures. You start going sub-zero, you're still going to sort of start running issues late in the day, maybe running Stanag or metal magazines. You may get cool down, you may start lowering your FPS and maybe missing shots from wingers or anything like that. But with this being CO₂ and HPA, you will be able to run this in any temperature whatsoever and get the same results every single time. And again, just the features that are on this, the purge valve, the ability to just pull a sleeve out and put a 33 gram in it, drop that out, put HPA in it. Every single thing feels like it's been made by an airsofter who has played for a long time and come to a problem that they've wanted to fix and added it all to one platform. And again, visual-wise, I think this looks absolutely awesome. It's a little bit of a Marmite platform in the office at the moment. Some people love it, some people hate it, but everyone is loving the features that this thing has, and we're just looking forward to getting more of them in. We do only have this one at the moment. We've got it in to, again, test it, see what it's like, see if it's a viable option for people. It's not very cheap, really, so you need to be aware of that. And again, it is proprietary mags, so if you're looking at it, mags are not compatible with other platforms. Again, because it is that adjustable 30 to 120, it's got the bolt stop, it's got various different things like that. And again, with it being a completely no-tool system as well, it's just easier on the fly to swap between power systems. On the field, you can just run and gun this thing to your heart's content. So we are going to take this outside and we're going to show you loading it up, drop a CO₂ bulb in it, shooting it, and see what this thing's like at range, and just showing you what this is capable of and seeing how many of you start getting very excited for the E&L T DPS. So join me outside on the range and we'll get some rounds in this thing. Right guys, so we have made it outside. We have done the pre-setup on this and we found out that in the grip, the connector, the HPA connector is an EU connector, which means all of our American lines won't fit it. So unfortunately we can't run HPA today, but we are going to sort it out in the future and we are going to get some 33 gram CO2 bulbs to see what that is like. But we thought we'd just, rather than just ending the video there, we thought we'd throw some CO2 in it and just show you the action on this thing. So similar to an AK, we have safe, full auto, then semi-auto, so you do need to go all the way around for semi. And on fresh CO2, nice and fast, and then if we pop back into the centre, and that is the bolt stop, obviously with the proprietary mag system that this thing has. We didn't mention in the video that in the bottom here is where the hop adjustment is. That is your rotary hop in there, and again, you can just drop it forward, and if you had more rounds, you could carry on firing. So, is this something that you want to add to your armoury? Let us know down below. The dual power system, is it something that interests you? The HPA and gas blowback, I think it is a really cool idea. I can't wait to try this on HPA with that sort of consistency that you'll have with the air and being able to adjust the FPS and seeing what this thing truly is capable of. As always, let us know down below. Like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And if that is everything for today, I'll see you in the next one.